Hello everybody, Yanik here for Yanik's Photo School. Today we're going back into Lightroom and we're going to talk about a really cool feature called split toning. You probably saw that box in your develop module and you're probably wondering what it's all about and probably not even touching it thinking, oh, I'm not sure what this is. So in this video I'm going to demystify split toning for you guys and you'll see that it can create some pretty cool effects. Now, first of all, what is split toning? Basically, you're taking an image, converting it into black and white, and then adding a tint in your highlights, and then a separate tint in your shadows. Instead of just being like a sepia tone where you only have one tint throughout the whole image, here you can actually add some really cool subdued tints with two different tints, like a hot tint and a cold tint, like a blue and an orange, and that's what we'll be doing today. It can be a purple and a red, and you can just play around with that and create really cool effects. So let's get right to it. Alright, so we have an image here that I took out in the Canadian Rockies out west near Calgary, and we're going to split tone this image. Now the first thing we need to do is go down to our panel here where it says HSL, color, and grayscale. We basically want to turn this image into a black and white by clicking on the grayscale button, and automatically Lightroom adjusts it to what it thinks is the best grayscale image for this particular photo. Now you can go ahead and play with this image and add contrast and just play with it as you want. I'm going to actually boost the contrast a little bit of clarity. I could go in with the adjustment brush and add more contrast to the mountain, but the objective of this tutorial is not about black and white conversion, so we're going to go straight into our split toning tab. Alright, so under the HSL color grayscale box, we have the split toning box. And this is where the fun begins. Now, the first slider we have is you have actually three separate areas in the split toning first. You got the highlights, you got the shadows, and in the middle of that you got a place called balance, and we'll touch that at the very end. Basically, highlights, it tells you what it is. You're going to be affecting the highlights of this image. So the sky, parts of the mountains, parts of the lakes, in the leaves here. And you want to find that highlighted color. And we're going to look for a bluish tint. Now you can go approximately with this slider, thinking, okay, the blues are around here, cyan blues, but you can't really see what you're doing. What's great about Lightroom 2 is that they added the color picker. So you just click on that and you can go select the color that you want. And what it does after that, it shows you a preview of it at almost 100%. You can see here it says 94%. And it gives you an idea if you're in the right tint. Then you can just move it around and you get a live preview of the tint that you're putting into the highlights. If you're happy with that, just click on the X and you got your hand. Then what you can do is just bring that saturation down to a level that you think looks good in your photo. What you can do next is repeat this process with the shadows. Now I wanted a warm tint for the shadows, so I'm going to click on my color picker tab, go into the warm tint, and I like that one. And again, it shows you at almost 100%. Just click on that and reduce the saturation to your liking. And this is a level that I like. Now, instead of using the color picker, you can also just use the hue slider. But when you're at saturation 0 and you move your hue around, you can't really see the effect it's going to have on your photo, so you're kind of guesstimating. That's why the color picker was introduced in Lightroom 2. But you can also do it by holding the Alt tab and then moving it along, and you get a 100% preview of that color that you're going to be putting, whether it's in the highlights or the shadows. And once you find that color, you can release your Alt key and it comes back down, and all you need to do after that is play with your saturation to bring in as much or as little of that color that you want. And it actually gives you a preview in the color picker box of that color, which is pretty cool. So you can see both colors, highlights and shadows, and it gives you that instant feel. And here we have our image that is now split toned. If you want to see a before and after, all you need to do is click on this little tab here, before, which is completely grayscaled, and after. Now if you want to see before and after with your color image, just go down into your history palette and you can see the preview at up top until you get that image, and then you can just click here, go back up to your last adjustment, and there you go. And that's how you split tone an image in Lightroom. I hope you'll have lots of fun with that. Enjoy, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.